Hello dear friends, my name is Vangelis Prokopiou and today you are watching how to emulate the takeLast RxJS operator with pure JavaScript. We will try to achieve this task. For those that are not aware of RxJS, RxJS is a library that is very helpful, especially with functional programming. It includes a lot of operators that are extremely useful, that make working with data very efficient and very straightforward. So today we will take a look at the takeLast operator specifically. Here is the documentation of this operator, what this operator does is it allows us to choose the number of values upon which we will act upon from a stream of values, or of events. That's the complicated definition, let's say, of it. To simplify it a little bit, the functionality that we want to achieve is that let's suppose that this field is a search field, as I'm writing here, and whenever the value changes, we want to make an AJAX request to an API and fetch some data based on the search term. Of course, we don't want this AJAX request to happen upon every value change, every keystroke, because this is not efficient. This can overwhelm the API, the server, and may have negative effects both on the server and on the user experience. So we will try to listen for these events, for these value changes, and only act upon the last change. This is what we are trying to achieve. So let's start writing some code. Here is the HTML for this page. We have this text field, this search text field, which is this one. And we will start writing some JavaScript in order to achieve the functionality that we want. We will write the functionality in the HTML file just for this demonstration. Of course, your JavaScript must be in a different file and not within the HTML file. But for simplicity's sake, we will write our JavaScript here. So we will start by creating a script tag. Script, okay. And the first thing we want to do is get a reference for this search field. So we will say that let what's happening? Let search equals document get element by ID, and the ID is search. Okay, this gives us a reference to the search element, and now we will add our listener. We will say search add event listener, and the event that we want to listen for is the key app event, and we will run a function on this event. Here we will run our function. For now we will console log making an AJAX request. This is the functionality we are looking for. As soon as the value changes, we want to make an AJAX request to our API and fetch the data. But of course, when we say as soon, we don't mean exactly on every value change, because as we said, this is not efficient. Let's see what we have now with this code. Let's go to the browser and open our console. Let's refresh and let's see what happens here if we type something. Okay, as you can see, let me make this even bigger. If I refresh, whenever I write something and the value changes, you see that the AJAX request is happening. This is not efficient, and this is what we are trying to avoid by emulating the takeLast functionality. So what are we trying to achieve? We are trying to achieve the functionality that the user will write, and as soon as he finishes writing, then we want to make the AJAX request. So in this case, instead of making 12 AJAX requests, we just want to make one. This is the functionality that we're trying to achieve. So the way to achieve it is maybe a little bit tricky. We will use the setTimeout function, which will help us with this task, but it's a little bit tricky, as I said, and you will see while we progress here how this is going to be achieved. We will have to create a timeout variable here. Let's say let search timeout equals null. We will initialize this variable, and within this function in here we will start on each key app event. We will make sure that this search timeout is cleared. So we will say that we want to clear timeout. And what is the timeout that we want to clear? It's this one. We are doing this because when when this handler will run multiple times, it will start by clearing any previous timeouts that we will set right now. So we start by clearing the previous timeouts, and now we are registering a new timeout. So we will say that this variable search timeout equals to set timeout, and we will pass a function here, and we will pass the time that this delays. So we're setting the search timeout, sorry, to a set timeout, not set timeout. Okay, so the search timeout variable is equal to a set timeout function with its handler, and now in here we want to make this AJAX request after 1 second. So when 1 second will pass from the last registered setTimeout handler, then we will make the AJAX request. Let's go and see it in action, because it may be a little bit confusing now. So we will go to our browser, we will refresh and see what happens when I hit the button. We have a 1 second delay and we had our AJAX request, but when I hit multiple times a button, look at the AJAX requests, we just got one instead of multiple. So let me refresh and I will hit a button 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. as you can see, we only got one Ajax request and not 10 requests. This is what we wanted to achieve, and indeed we achieved it. And to go back to the code once more and recap, this is the code. We have to create a global, let's say, variable. Of course, all this must be encapsulated in some way. This is a very simplified example to show you the logic which can be used in other applications and frameworks like React, Angular, or whatever. So, to recap, we are creating this variable which will store the setTimeout handlers. We register a keyApp handler for our DOM element, and for every keyApp in the handler, within the handler, the first thing we do is that we clear previous timeouts that we registered. So every previous timeout gets cancelled, so no Ajax request will occur. This is the first thing we have to do. After that, we are registering a new setTimeout here with a 1 second delay. Of course, we can change the delay according to our needs. And this has the effect that all previous keyApp events are ignored, and we only act upon the last of the keyApp events. This is the logic. Let's go and try it once more. I will press a button again for 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to be exact. And we just had one Ajax request. I hope that you liked this video. I think it is a very useful topic. I had to implement it many times in various projects, and this is why I wanted to make a video and share this with others. I hope that you find it useful. If you like the video, please like, comment and subscribe, and keep coming back for more of these videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day.